cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Today's episode is brought to you by ETB Games. ETB Games is, of course, our locals in Alexandria, Louisiana. They are our one-stop shop for all of our card game needs. They have singles and sealed product for the games that you love, like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon. Of course, you can also find the accessories that you need, such as sleeves, binders, playmats, and more. And if you're into D&D, well, they have all of your D&D figurines, the paint for the figurines, dice, books, and anything that you would need to play. So be sure to check out ETB Games. There's a link in the description down below. And now, back to today's episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny. I'm here with my co-host, Caleb.
Hello.
And of course, before we get too far in, we want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors. So, of course, a huge thank you to, of course, ETB Games as well as Steelfox Games. We also want to thank Gem Accessories. There are links with discount codes down below. And of course, please be sure to check out our affiliate link for Dragon Shield if you are interested in getting some Dragon Shield products. Before we go on, I do want to mention there should no longer be a link to Millennium Threads down below. I was totally unaware. They had to take down their Etsy store a while back because in their doctorate program, just overwhelmed with schoolwork, not enough time to put out the products that they want to put out. So, because everything was essentially handmade, or made one by one by the order. So, with that said, thank you everybody for being here on this wonderful Tuesday.
Yeah, boy.
Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And before we go too far in, Caleb, how would you feel about doing a kitty corner and me telling you a little bit about my day?
Sure, why not?
So, obviously we got home late last night from the regional, which we'll talk about in a minute. And after we got in, I went straight to sleep. I mean, just immediately, bam, out.
Yeah, I mean, I got home, went and grabbed a shower because I smelled like...
Card shopping, car ride.
Yeah, car shopping, car ride's a good way to put it. And then I went to bed.
Yeah, I'll be honest, my shower had to be this morning. I was too tired.
That's fair.
So, I get up, I go to my dad's to help him with some stuff. Then I come home and I cut grass, and after I shower and get dressed and re-shower and get ready. And I go with my son and my wife to go see the Mario movie. Now, some context for those that don't know, my son is 6. So right now, I've been really busy lately indoctrinating him into the ways of Nintendo. So we've been playing a lot of Mario Party, a lot of Mario Kart. And so, obviously Mario movie, he's got on his Mario shirt, right? He's geeking out. He's so happy, right? He's been, getting his good marks in school. Okay, we're going to the movies. So we take him to the movie, and I forget, of course, we get there, and he pulls out his card and says, "I'll pay." Because for his birthday, somebody knew that he likes going to the movies and got him a movie gift card.
Wonderful.
And I had totally forgotten. So he's like, "I got it this time, guys." But, we went into the movie. We sat down, we're munching on the popcorn, slurping on the icy. And, we paid like $80 for. And, we're sitting there watching the movie, and he's laughing, having a great time. And I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It was very good. And I won't give any spoilers. I won't give any spoilers outside of what you could see in the trailers.
Yeah.
Jack Black did an amazing job. I cannot tell you enough how good of a job Jack Black did. He, to me, was the highlight of the movie.
There was a talk show where they're going to talk to the cast of the movie about it, and Jack Black showed up in a Bowser onesie.
Yeah.
And the guy who was doing it was kind of going down the line asking like one question, gets to Jack Black, and it's like, listen, please don't hate me for this. I have to ask this, or the producers will get really angry at me. Were you excited to play Bowser, to voice act Bowser? And
Yeah.
He's in a Bowser onesie and goes, no.
It was the worst.
I was dreading it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited.
That's funny. Yeah, he did such an amazing job. I'm really, really happy that he got a musical number in.
2.
Well, I don't want to say too much, but there was a musical, at least a musical number.
Yeah, it was good. It was so great.
My wife said she was very happy that they gave Princess Peach a real role and made her kind of a baddie.
Yeah.
She wasn't just a damsel in distress.
To be fair, what else are you going to do if you live in a society of pacifists?
That's true. You got to be a baddie.
You have to.
But my wife was also very excited that when they did the Mario Kart scene, which was in the trailers, that Peach was on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife very much liked her little motorcycle outfit.
Yeah.
But
Everyone does.
But Mario Kart was also my favorite scene.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, no, that movie's so good. So they also had, was it Seth Rogen, I think, voicing Donkey Kong?
Yeah, I believe it was, and Charlie Day voiced Luigi, which
both
every choice was perfect for voicing, and I was not upset with Chris Pratt as Mario.
Neither was we all. In my opinion, we owe him kind of an apology because that one line that we saw in the trailers that people were just harping on wasn't even the line that got in the movie.
Yeah,
it was a different take that they used for the movie. That they used. I don't know why they used that one for the. Anyway, the one character whose voice I disagreed with was exactly Cranky Kong. He didn't sound old enough to me.
Oh, is that Cranky Kong is like Donkey Kong's dad?
Granddad,
yeah, whatever.
They changed it for whatever reason. It's not important. Also, Seth Rogen was doing an interview separately, and he said that he remembers when the original Mario Brothers movie came out in 1993, and how he spent every waking moment of him working on the Mario Brothers movie in the recording booth to make sure that does not happen again.
Yeah.
Because that movie is so awful. It's so terrible. Fun to watch, but in the way that a train wreck is fun to watch.
Yeah. So
it's awful.
I found myself with something really interesting though, while sitting in the theater. I found that as I've become a dad, I cry a lot easier as a dad. I get emotional a lot easier. And it can be the littlest thing sometimes, and a lot of times it's something that brings like an extremely intense nostalgia. Yeah. And as I sat there with my son and he's freaking out over the Mario movie, I wasn't expecting, I don't know why it caught me so off guard and made me so emotional, but at the very beginning of the movie, they had the illumination thing, with the little minion, and then they had
Mario Kart, the like the Mario Kart with the little minion, and the cart. Oh, that was so good.
And then they had the little Nintendo thing, and I don't know why when that little Nintendo thing came up, me and my kid were laughing at the minion thing, and then the Nintendo thing comes up. I just got emotional, and it happened like 4 or 5 times throughout the movie where me and him would just be sitting there laughing our heads off and having a great time. And it just, how much nostalgia I carry for the Mario franchise.
Oh yeah.
The nights staying up until 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning at your house when we were kids, playing New Super Mario Brothers Wii, right? I mean, just so much of that franchise has been with me since I was a kid, and I didn't even realize it since I was his age.
Oh yeah, Mario at this point is one of the longest running video game franchises in video games.
Right, and it is also one of the top selling.
Yeah, not the longest, one of them.
Right.
One of the ones you can point at and go, it's
a cornerstone of video games.
Yeah. Oh, it's right up there with Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, and Game & Watch.
It's above all of those.
Even though hilariously, the first game that Mario appeared in was Donkey Kong.
Right.
Technically, it's not Mario. That's Jumpman, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, to me, I think of Mario as the only character in video games to me that is as iconic or as universal as Mario is exactly Pikachu.
Oh yeah, no, it's
And to be totally honest, Pikachu is not iconic for his role in video games.
correct. It is iconic for its role in media, general media.
It's iconic for its role as a merchandising tool.
Yeah, from the movies
To the stuffies,
to the toys, the clothing lines,
the toys,
the toys. The video games are part of that.
the toys, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And of course the TV show
And the toys. Come on, that we really know that's what Pikachu's all about.
Well, so
They needed a cute mascot.
Something hilarious was originally it was going to be Jigglypuff.
This all comes up, and just as I'm remembering the outfit that you're wearing right now, the aggressive Pikachu outfit.
So, funnily enough, originally the mascot was going to be Jigglypuff.
Ah, I see.
They decided to go with Pikachu.
Because it could get more violent and really mess Ash up.
No. They did the switch.
Because he could beat that Ash.
They made the switch because they figured that American audiences wouldn't connect. By American audiences, they mean American little boys wouldn't connect with Jigglypuff very well.
Yeah.
So they switched to Pikachu because then little girls can connect with Pikachu because it's cute.
Yeah.
And little boys can connect because it's really cool looking.
And violent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's not to like about a mouse that shoots electricity?
Right.
So that's why they made the switch from Jigglypuff to Pikachu, and they still gave Ash a Jigglypuff later because they had to.
So
Or no, it wasn't Jigglypuff, it was Clefairy.
I
Replaced everything I said about Jigglypuff with Clefairy.
We should probably start talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! At some point.
Yes, we should. Okay, let's just real quick. We got like 2 new cards to talk about. Let's roll through them real quick.
Yeah, and also a couple of set announcements.
Yeah.
So I will start off on set announcements with Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano.
That's a cool name.
It is. So this is the next Legendary Duelist set. It is 56 cards. It releases August the 11th. So we will not have the volcanic support in time for Nats,
Man.
which sucks. The flames of battle burn bright in Legend Duelist Soul Burning Volcano. Turn up the heat until your opponent can't stand it anymore with 3 strategies inspired by fiery duelists from the pantheon of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series. Salamangreat is back with new cards inspired by Soul Burner from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. Salamangreat is one of the most popular tournament level strategies of the last decade, able to dish out 8,000 damage in a flash. Its unique reincarnation gameplay makes your monsters gain a new power if you use them to summon a second copy of themselves, so load up on extra copies of your favorite Salamander extra deck monsters. Axel Brody was a featured character in the Speed Duel GX Duel Academy box, and now his volcanic strategy is getting another turn in the spotlight. Pick up brand new volcanic cards that'll help you burn out your opponent's life points without even having to battle. Wonder if there's any strategy that could go with that.
Yeah.
You can still go with the classic Volcanic Doomfire, or you can inflict damage to your opponent every time they special summon with the new Emperor of all volcanic monsters. The bell hasn't rung yet, so get back in the ring with new Battle-In Boxers, the Barian Emperor Alito's strategy from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, focused on enduring blows while dishing out heavy counterpunches to his opponents. And these new Battle-In Boxer cards pick up where he left off. You'll even be able to add counter traps straight from your deck to your hand. Any deck that uses Fire Warriors and can assemble 2 level 4 monsters can unleash a new Battle-In Boxer Xyz monster that can add any Fire Warrior from your deck to your hand. Something worth considering for any fans of the Infernoble Knight cards from Duelist Nexus. The complete Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano booster set contains 56 cards, 9 ultra rares, 8 supers, 10 rares, and 29 commons. And 1 card from this set will also appear as a ghost rare.
How many?
1 card.
1.
Yeah, one ghost rare.
A single one.
Yes.
Ein Ghost Rare. Why ein? Why one?
For the same reason that they just had one in the water set last year.
Oh, just to have one.
Yeah, I guess they want to bring ghost rares back in more than just.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do find hilarious how that one Battle Boxer card that searches counter traps.
Oh, and it was also in the wind set too. So it's
Yeah.
in the wind, water, and now fire.
Fire, yeah.
Was there?
I don't think there's been a dark or light set yet. We could be wrong, and just it could also have come out before we got back in the game.
I don't know.
Anyway, so hilariously, that Battle Boxer card that searches counter trap cards can search the counter trap card counter.
That way you can search counter trap to counter.
Yeah, because counter is a counter trap card that counters counter trap cards.
If you have the version that is a counter trap card version
Correct.
of counter.
Correct. The errata.
Yeah.
The errated version of it, because the original was literally unplayable.
Yeah, the original version was a
Normal trap,
yeah, they had to errata it to be a counter trap. That's awesome.
because you can't respond to counter traps with the normal trap. It was a misprint that it was just every single copy of that card for a short time,
Yeah.
and I have both copies just so I can show people and tell the story.
You know, I really feel like these cards are not that bad.
No, not at all. Well, like, so with the stuff we've already.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was loud.
I forgot my volume was still on my computer and I got a text message. I'm sorry.
So, like, with the stuff that we've already, like, read, it seems incredibly fair. Except maybe the volcanic stuff, because with exactly
a runic engine.
attached to it. That
Yeah.
seems wildly disgusting. Outside of that, like,
Because
if in a vacuum, it's fair. It's just fair.
Right. Well, we also have the image of the new Cyberstorm Access Regional Qualifier playmats. Now, this is really interesting, which we will have the editor throw this up on screen right now.
Yeah, it's the evil Arlenkino.
Yeah.
Give him a second to shoot that to our editor, because if we don't do it now, we're going to forget, because we're awful about that. And then, like, the deck box is the same deck box they've been giving out, but it's pink.
Right. I think the current ones are pink.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's really interesting, though, to me personally, that we do have confirmation of regionals for Cyberstorm Access, which, like, you pretty much always get regionals for a core set.
Yeah.
Excuse me, for a core set. But to me, it's interesting how there's going to be a lot of regionals in a very short time frame, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think you could really be looking at upwards of like 8 to 10 regionals a day.
Jesus.
Which is a lot. Because realistically, they generally do not run regionals past like the first or second week of June.
Yeah, because that's when they're kind of in between seasons.
Yeah. And they're like, usually they have Nats in the like the second or first to third week of July.
Yeah.
Depending on like scheduling and stuff, which is, I feel like it's really early this week on the first week of July.
Well, this year.
Yeah, this year. I feel like it's really early this year on the first week of July, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Usually I feel like it's in like the second or third week, which is kind of why I took my vacation at work when I did, because I'm trying to line my vacation up on Nats one year, but whatever. My goal is to like line my vacation up to where I either usually me, the wife, and the kiddo go out, like go somewhere for my vacation for work. So like I'll take a week off in July or August or whenever, and we'll go somewhere. This year we're going on a cruise, which the longer I am on this planet, it sucks because I love cruises for what they are. But the more research I do into them and the more I learn about them,
Yeah.
the more I really wish we hadn't done a cruise.
Yeah, the old doctor's conundrum.
Of what are you referencing here? I'm sorry.
Oh, so the worst part, one of the worst parts about being a doctor, is that you know.
Yeah.
You
yeah, I see
know.
what you mean.
Yeah, you know. Oh yeah, you know that. Oh, this isn't a problem. But then you also know that could be way worse than they think it is.
Yeah.
Very, very easily. It was actually I think the that concept was really popularized on Scrubs,
So
the TV show.
yeah. So just if anybody doesn't know, you can look into this. I don't. Oh. Yeah. I believe the quote is screw doing adequate amounts of research and fact checking statistics and information. I'm just going to start spreading misinformation. Or I'm just going to start believing it. But I saw either a video or read in an article at some point very recently that, so you know Carnival Cruise Line?
Yeah.
It's the biggest cruise line in the world.
Yeah. Only reason why I know is because you've talked about it.
Okay. Carnival Cruise Line, if all their ships were taken out of service, or maybe it's the big three, which is like Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
It's either just Carnival or all three of those.
Mm-hmm.
If you remove all their ships from the sea,
Mm-hmm.
just snap them out of existence, how much like carbon emissions do you think that reduces in terms of like volume of cars taken off the road? It would be like all of Europe not having cars. Literally.
Jeez.
That's how much carbon emissions a cruise, like the cruise industry, puts out on a yearly basis. It would be, if all those cruise ships were snapped out of existence, it would literally be like deleting every car in Europe.
Jesus.
It makes you feel really sick to your stomach after you pay money to go on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And then find out something like that. It really makes you like,
ugh.
Yeah, it really makes you
not want to go.
Yeah. Which at this point I've paid for it and it's not
Yeah.
really refundable.
I mean,
But like,
yeah, I mean, because I've seen large, not too much large, but I've seen larger ships refuel where they literally just have this big hose that they attach and they just pull a thing and it just goes, and it's kind of like those hoses you see on like, I'm trying to remember what they're called, where like they're moving fish from like from like downstream into a pond that's upstream,
yeah,
and they have that big tube.
yeah.
It's about that big around, where they just funnel fuel through it.
Oh yeah, it's
Just
like,
hundreds of gallons every minute.
oh yeah, no, a second.
Yeah.
I mean, like just enormous quantities of diesel.
Yeah.
Which it's diesel at that. It's not even like
Yeah.
it's burning regular gas. It's burning diesel, which is even worse.
Yeah, because diesel is a refined byproduct from making gasoline.
Yeah.
It's literally just they make gas, they have this gunk, and they're like, we don't know what to do with it. Let's refine it again, see what happens. Hey, it made another fuel source. Cool.
Yeah, my dad said that when he was a kid, diesel used to be like a tenth of the price of gasoline
Yeah.
because it was considered just like a trash byproduct
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't really use it for anything. But once scientists figured out how to use diesel in a productive way, and they realized that by using diesel, you can actually get a lot more torque and power out of a diesel engine.
Yeah.
You just have to make it work a functionally different way.
Mhm.
It made everything. They were like, "Oh, diesel's got more practical application than gasoline does."
Yeah. It's got more industrial
Yeah,
applications as opposed to gasoline being more for your bog standard everyday like cars.
Right.
As an
Okay.
example.
Once again, we have
Gone way off the rails.
we have
do
strayed from the path of Yu-Gi-Oh yet again.
that. Yep.
To be fair, we don't have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh to talk about this episode.
Yeah. Well, new products anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got like 2 new cards.
Yeah. So first off, they're both Purely cards, and they're coming in Duelist Nexus. So, just so you're aware, Purely is really broken, and these cards break it even harder. So,
Yeah.
this is E Purely Noir, which they already have X Purely Noir, but now they have E Purely Noir.
Yeah.
Rank 2 Dark Fairy Exceeds Effect Monster, 1000 attack, 2000 defense. Materials 2 level 2 monsters. Once per turn, you can discard one card, then target one card your opponent controls, or up to 2 if this card has Purely Sleepy Memory as material, return it to the hand. 2 up to thrice per turn. When you activate a Purely Quick Play spell card, quick effect, you can attach that card on the field to this card as material. Then you can set one Purely Trapped directly from your deck.
Thrice per turn at that.
Do you know any other card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That is thrice per turn?
Not off the top of my head, but I know there's only like 2 or 3.
I think there's only one.
Yeah, maybe.
If I'm not mistaken, it's one card, and that is Mermare. Mermare, the famous Yazi summon.
Mari. So then there's a new trap called Purely Sherily? Question mark? Or no, exclamation question. We're like, Sherily?
Surely.
Yeah. Don't call me Shirley. Normal trap. It's such a bad joke. So it's a normal trap card. 1. Target a Pearly Exceeds monster you control. Special summon a level 1 Pearly monster from your deck, but its effects are negated. And if you do, special summon from your extra deck a Pearly monster the same rank as the targeted monster, but a different attribute by using the summon monster as material. This is an Exceed summon. Then you can take from your deck one card with the same name as a Pearly Quick Play spell attached to the targeted monster as material and attach to the Exceed summon monster as material. What is this?
Until very recently, there were only 2 thrice per turn cards in the game.
Oh, okay. Then they just kind of start printing them.
Mermare and Coach King Giant Trainer.
Okay.
Which lets you draw 3 times, which is crazy.
Yeah.
There is the E Purely Beauty, which is the water one.
Yeah.
A Purely Plump, which is the earth one, and a Purely Happiness, which is the light one.
And then there's Noir the dark.
And now Noir the dark.
Oh,
and
then oddly, the New Gate Guardian.
Yeah, the New Gate Guardian combined is the one where your opponent activates a card effect that targets a card you control.
Thrice per turn, you can negate it.
Yeah. You can negate and destroy that card, and you can use that effect thrice per turn.
Okay,
which is hilarious.
I have to reread this. This was target a Pearly Exceeds monster you control. Okay.
Sure.
Special summon a level 1 Pearly monster from your deck. It's negated.
Sure.
And if you do, special summon from your extra deck a Pearly monster with the same rank as the targeted monster, but a different attribute by using the summon monster as material. This is an Exceed summon. Okay. Then you take from your deck one card with the same name as a Pearly Quick Play spell, attach the targeted monster's material, and attach it to the Exceed monster's material. Okay. So let's say you target Noir, you can summon one of the other 2, or the other 3.
Sure.
Let's just say Plump. Well, it summons one out, a good target out the deck, then you put Plump on top, and then you take a Quick Play that is attached to the Noir and attach it to Plump. Got it. Just as me throwing out names here. So if that Noir has like X Pearly Happiness attached to it, you attach X Pearly Happiness to the Plump.
So
okay.
the Purely deck is pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's cool. It's complicated. That card is overly complicated, but it's trying to do
every card released in the last 10 years is overly complicated.
Fair, but like that one in particular is complicated, is very complexly worded, but because it's trying to describe a series of actions that are kind of complicated to describe via text as opposed to just showing someone.
Yeah, a lot of times you can tell how bad a card is going to be in the TCG based off of like what the text box looks like in the OCG, and the OCG text box on this card looks insane.
It is like I'm pretty sure that they had to like reduce the font size several points.
I've seen them do it, dog. They be doing that.
I mean look at X Pearly and look at E Pearly Noirs.
True.
It is.
All right. This is where we're gonna cut the episode for the recording, and then from here we're gonna transition to
perfect.
Yeah, because it's like about to cut off, and from here we're gonna transition to the thing. You know, at some point when we do these claps, we're just gonna have to start like clapping rapidly, like we're giving a round of applause for something, just to mess with Mr. Editor Man and see what he says.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure the viewers would love to see the editor reaction to that. I was watching a podcast one time and they did that, and they were like, all right, give it a clap for the editor, and the whole room starts giving like there's like 5 people, and they start giving a round of applause, and they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna love syncing this stuff. So we're gonna shift gears a little bit here, folks. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and talk about our actual Mendenhall regional results. So, we over the weekend we went to, of course, the Mendenhall regional at Mendenhall, Mississippi. It was at 1UP Games, 1UP TCG. It is a really, really cool shop most of the time. No complaints about the actual way the tournament was run. There are veterans at this point. Fry, the owner of the shop there, does a wonderful job. They generally give pretty good rates on trade-ins and stuff like that. They will work with you buying cards. And I have like 3 complaints about the event and the place as a whole. 1, there's no cell phone service there at all. It sucks. The place in the middle of nowhere, and there's just no cell phone service, which is not Fry's or the shop's fault, but it's annoying. Yeah. Second complaint is that the bathroom situation there is not great. It's one little rinky-dink bathroom for like 150 people.
With 1 toilet.
Yeah, and they're usually the line is like wrapped up, and then by the time you get in there, like the water can't build up fast enough, so it just like, it's just like it doesn't want to flush, and it's really gross. So, that sucks. And before, they used to give free pizza at every event. 2 slices free. Extra slice was, what was it, like a $2 a slice? Yeah. And the pizza wasn't free at this event. I got in line and I heard the guy behind me. His friend was sitting like 2 tables over, and the guy behind me in line goes, he says to his friend, he's like, "Oh, you already got pizza?" And they were like, yeah. They were like, he's like, "Just make sure you have your money ready." And the guy goes, "How much is it?" And I look at him and I go, "Oh, it's free." And his friend goes, "It's not free." And I literally go, "Huh? Since when?" I said, "It's always been free." And the guy sitting 1 table closer looks up and goes, "No, I had to pay." And then the guy sitting next to him was like, "Yeah, I had to pay too." And I was like, "Since when?" Every regional or case tournament or anything that I've ever been to at the shop, because I've gone to a bunch of tournaments at the shop.
Yeah.
It's 2 slices of pizza for free.
Yeah.
Which, like, don't get me wrong, that's not something they have to do.
Yeah, it was just really appreciated.
It's something that they just always did. It's like the Lafayette Regional. I know every time I go to a Lafayette Regional, what am I going to get? I'm going to get a chili dog.
Yeah.
They just have chili dogs that they just give to all the players for coming.
Yeah. It's always really good chili.
Yeah. But, like, the point is that I don't get I get it. I still get my chili cheese dog there when they have a regional or a tournament. I no longer get that. I no longer get that pizza. That was frustrating.
Yeah.
Other than that, the event was run very well.
Oh, yeah.
There was very nice people. We only got off to like a 40-minute late start, which these days is just as good as you can hope for.
Yeah.
But I have my notes on my rounds. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Do you have anything you want to whine and moan and complain about while we're here? Because I did mine.
No, you pretty much hit the nail on the head of everything I was gonna say.
Yeah, I like that they put the little QR code out for us to scan to look up our pairings. Scan it. And either you couldn't scan it, or once you got it scanned, you couldn't load the page anyway because there's no cell phone service.
Yep. So it would load to a white, just white. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing on there, just white.
All right. So round 1. Did you win or lose your die roll?
I lost.
Did you win or lose the round?
I lost the round.
What did you play against?
Punk.
Okay. How did you lose to Punk?
Game 1, he made Psychic End Punisher.
Oh. And it's just too big for you?
So I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, And I was like, if I could summon Chi Zhao, and my Chi Zhao would be
Chengying.
Yeah, Chengying. Thank you. My Chengying would be. I was playing Nat Runic, by the way. Would be big enough to run it over, but not by a whole lot.
It was very funny when you came outside after the event and you looked at me and you're like, Sonny,
What's this deck's out to Psychic and Punisher? Oh, Chengying.
yeah, you literally go, how does this deck out Psychic and Punisher? And I was like, you hope that they activate Desires before you go into Chengying. And you were like, he didn't do that.
No.
I was like, you hope that you banish enough cards off your runic spells.
Yeah, that
to
you're
make
able to.
Chengying enormous.
Yeah, to make Chengying bigger than
Yeah.
the issue. So like the issue though is we were at like my Chengying was at 48.
Yeah.
The issue is that Psychic and Punisher after reduction was at 54. It was huge.
So round 1, I played against Adventure Keshtira. I won my die roll, which is going to be a recurring theme today. I won all but one die roll today. Actually, I lost 2 die rolls today, but one of the die rolls I lost got repaired. So I won all but one die roll. Game 1, he OTK'd me. Like, played right through my board and OTK'd me. Game 2, he nibbed me. And then I survived the follow-up turn.
Wow.
And then I OTK'd him. Off of, I believe, a single Taya.
I mean, yeah, that's all Sword Soul needs.
And then game 3, he beat me.
Yeah.
So
Game 2, I lost in time because he was able
round
to.
2?
Game 2 of round 1.
Oh, okay.
I lost in time because he was able to put out just enough to where I'm just underneath him.
Gotcha. Round 2, I won the die roll again. I played against ABC.
Was it the guy
This man rolled into this regional
with ABC?
with ABC. Props to him. He said literally he would walk around outside while people were like outside hanging out talking about their games. He would hang out outside and just hear people go, man, I just lost to ABC. I can't believe it. And just hear people disrespect it all day.
Yep.
That man topped.
Yep.
That man came back from a loss in the first round and topped. It was ABC field spell control with like Ancient Fairy, Destrudos and stuff.
But yeah, pop the field spell, gain 1,000 life points in time.
Yeah, he did that in the last round to top the event. He literally, they go into time in main phase 1 and his opponent goes, okay, well that's a tie. And he was like,
No, it's not.
no, it's not. He goes, he already had a piece on field. He goes, normal summon Ghost Bell, make Ancient Fairy, pop the Union Hanger,
Yup.
gain 1,000.
Battle phase. Good game.
No, it was already, they called time in main phase 1.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though, because then you complete the phase.
Yeah.
So then you just do that and just declare battle and go good game.
Yeah, it's insane. But game 1, I'll be honest, that man got lucky on me game 1. Game 1, I opened Ashuna, Ash.
What?
And I was just like, and he just trampled me. And I was just like, there's just nothing I can do. A single Ash just isn't going to do it. And then he started his turn by normal summoning a piece and activating, what's the one that he quips from the deck?
I think that's A.
No. It's a quick play spell. Unauthorized reactivation.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, which is just full combo. A piece plus reactivation is just full combo.
Yeah.
Game 2, I got greedy. I had Taiyao, Longyan, Moyi in my hand. I tried to go Longyan first. I don't know what I was thinking. But what I was gonna do is I was gonna activate Longyan first, and then normal summon Moyi, and try to. I don't know what I was gonna do. Point is, I activated Longyan first, forgetting that I didn't have something to reveal for Moyi in my hand. Maybe I was tired. I don't know. And then he gambit my Longyan, and I literally just passed, and he killed me. Actually, no, according to my notes, I somehow survived, OTK'd him on the next turn, and then the next round I lost in time.
My round 2 was against Branded.
I don't remember. Uh-huh.
I
What was
won.
his name?
Her name was Anne.
Oh, her name was Anne. Okay.
I won the die roll,
Mhm.
which is awesome. I look at my hand of tree,
Sure.
sacred tree. I had sacred. I had sacred tree, mole cricket, one runic spell, one ash.
It's broken.
I go, yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, this is good. I activate my one runic spell to summon.
Sure.
It's good. Summon Hugin, affect Hugin, pitch the tree. It's good. Cool. Get the field spell.
Yeah.
And then I go, summon. Then I go effective tree, ash. Okay then. Normal summon mole cricket, and her eyes. Then she kind of like squinted, and I was like, oh boy. Okay, there's something with Naturia that she doesn't like. Because I'm sitting there trying to figure out what her deck is going first.
Sure.
Activate mole cricket, and I decide, since I don't have any of my runic cards at this point,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit safer here and just go Camellia Sunflower.
Yeah.
Pass. I could have synchroed there, but I'm like, I don't need to. And I'd rather just put out this and hope for the best here.
Yeah.
And then she reveals she's branded. She like normal summons Albaz, activates effect to try and fuse.
Yeah.
I negate.
To synchro. Or yeah, fuse.
Yeah, diffuse to super. I negate and she goes, okay, cool. And then just kind of keeps go. And then she just keeps doing stuff, and I end up spending all of my negates. And she still had like 3 cards in hand and then passed. And I'm like, okay, now it's a game of can I make beast, or can she stop me from making beast? Because if I make beast, I win.
Sure.
40 minutes later, we're still in round 1. She ends up with a Baron on field. I use Flashing Fire to pop her Mirror Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Summon Qing Ying. In phase, effective Mirror Jade. I go, and then Qing Ying protects itself from being destroyed. Effective Qing Ying, banish Dragoon and card engrave.
Disgusting.
Yep. And I'm like, I got this. Keep in mind, she'd also summoned a. I was at, just from taking punches to the face, I was at like 1,000 life points. She summoned what was it called? The one that makes you pay, the one that taxes you for every card.
Mm-hmm.
She summoned that one and taxed me for
Masquerade.
Yeah, Masquerade, and I got rid of it with 1 card, so it wasn't actually an issue. So I was at 400 life points, and I was like, okay, cool. Everything's swinging around back into my favor. She has no cards in hand, no way to play anymore. And I look at the time with 30 seconds remaining. I have 400 life points. She still has 8,000 because I've just been skipping battle phases every single turn.
That was rough.
And I just go, good game. Because I have to skip my this. I have to skip my next battle phase.
Yeah.
It's no bueno.
So round 3, I played against Tearlament Ishizu.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm playing January, December format, boys.
What on earth?
So game 1, I lose.
Okay.
I lost to Tearlament Ishizu. Post-ban list.
What is this?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. I win the die roll. I go first. Brother. I summon, activate effect. He activates Havinous, Mills, and you know what he hits?
What?
Agito.
No.
Mill 5. And you know what Agito hits?
What?
Kelbeck.
Mill 5.
Mill 5.
Let me guess.
And you know what Kelbeck hit?
Let me guess. He hit the other one.
Nope, nothing. He hit 3 King of the Swamps, though. And then you know what he did? He went to his turn, and he used Sharon, and Sharon hit 3 names.
No!
Or Sharon hit the other 2 names.
No!
And he just started fusing like crazy.
Because he had had all 3 of his King of the Swamps engraved.
Yep.
Oh,
So he could use King of the Swamp to replace Kit Kalos. So that way he could go into Rural Kalos.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Game 2, I end up... I'm sorry. Game 1, he did like 1 or 2 fusions. It was Game 2 that he did all that. Because I won Game 1, he won Game 2. But Game 3... We go into Game 3 with like... He's doing so much. We go into Game 3 with like 2-3 minutes left on time.
Mm-hmm.
But he won Game 2, so I'm going first Game 3.
Okay.
With like 2.5-3 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm powering through my combo because like I don't want to take too much time here, right?
Obviously,
like,
yeah.
He needs to have his opportunity to play. So 3 minutes left. If I'm not mistaken, dude, I think I supersided like super fast, as quick as I could, like under 30 seconds. I shuffle, I pass to him, he passes, we cut, and then I draw for turn. I literally just go Moyi, reveal Long Yan effect, summon Keeshing Long Yan, use Long Yan to burn, pass. And then he draws for turn, standby main. As he goes into main, time gets called.
Oh no.
And I don't know, maybe he was thinking he had a way to do it or something. But he goes, okay, activate Foolish Burial.
Okay.
Or some kind of spell. He goes, activate a spell. I said, okay, activate Keeshing Long Yan. Or no, he activated the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, activate Keeshing Long Yan to banish the planet and burn for 12.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. He activates something, he special summons a monster. I'm like, okay, activate Keeshing Long Yan, banish, burn for 12. At this point, he's sitting at 34 or 4,400 life. And he's just like, huh. I just don't have a way to win now.
Yeah.
So
there was probably a thing he could have done had you not burned him for 3,600.
yeah.
So my round 3 was against Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1, because he doesn't know what I'm playing, he just goes full board. And I'm looking at my hand of like 4 runic spells and the field spell, and going, I see what game we're playing now.
Yeah.
So I activate 1 to summon Hugin, effect Hugin, because I had 2 copies of the same name. So I pit the one that I so I pitched the extra copy that I had of the one that I already activated.
Sure.
So he's seen 2 of the same one.
Yeah.
And then he negates with red. Cool, whatever. And so we kind of go back and forth. And I'm playing a game of keep myself alive, and I'll just keep banishing off the top because he's milled through like 20 cards during his turn.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of it, I'm sitting there with a Smiting Storm in hand. He has 5 cards left in deck and 7 cards on field.
Rough.
And I'm like, I think I have game here because this is my first time activating Smiting Storm, so I reread the card real quick to make sure it says up to. It does Smiting Storm, and he goes, "What's that one do?" Because he'd only ever seen me use it to summon.
Yeah.
It banishes. It banishes off the top of your deck up to the number of cards you control. And he goes, "Up to?" Yeah. Oh, I just lose. Okay. Next game 2 or round 2. Round 2. Sprite's going to do what's
round 4, game 2.
Yeah, game 2. Thank you. Sprite's going to do what Sprite does, and he just goes normal. He just normal summons red, specials carrot, special blue, special jet.
Oh, he just had them all.
I just went, it be what it be.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Game 3. I end up having the field spell in hand already. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And I make Munin because we're about to go into time.
Sure.
So instead I summon Munin, do a couple more things, and phase gain 1,000.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh no, draw, and he starts comboing off. He's going fast, but I'm keeping up. And eventually he's able to actually put enough damage on board because he ends up making Sprite gigantic.
Sure.
With it was gigantic, jet, who just searched the spell that like buffs off his level and rank 2s.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, enter battle. Time in the round. You got it.
Dang.
You got it, man. It was like, I gave him, no, he got it. He got into the battle phase right before time got called. So
Nice.
he got it.
Round 4, I played against Sprite Live Twin Runic. I won the die roll. Shout out David, my opponent. He's an extremely nice guy. Stayed and talked to me after the round and kind of told me a little bit about the deck, how he felt about the deck and stuff. It was good insight. Game 1, if I'm not mistaken, this is the game. It was either game 1 or game 2 of this match. I think it was game 1. I go. My opening hand is Longyond, Vishuda, Ashuna, Ash.
Bro.
So I go activate Ashuna to summon. Good. Link 1. Activate Vishuda to summon. Good. Activate Ashuna in graveyard to summon. Ash.
Okay.
So my response? Normal Ash? Synchro 10 with the Vishuda? And he's like, huh. Yeah, you're good. And then I make Cheng Ying. Or no, I make Qixing Longyan.
Mm-hmm.
I make Qixing Longyan. And then I go, wait, did I do, something just occurred to me. Is Qixing Longyan require a worm tuner?
I don't think so. He might.
It's just occurred to me. I really hope that I didn't cheat.
And just not realize it.
Yeah. No, non-tuner worm, so it was still legal.
Okay, cool.
So I make Qixing Longyan, and then I activate Longyan in hand with discarding my second Ashuna.
Mm-hmm.
I summon Longyan token, and then I summon Cheng Ying. And then I burn with Longyan, and I go Longyan, or I go Qixing Longyan 1, Cheng Ying 2. Because Qixing Longyan, when a worm is synchro summoned to my field, I draw a card.
Yeah.
So I still got my draw.
Yeah.
But I summoned 2 10s. And then I drew into another Ash Blossom.
Bro.
And he just looked at my board and he was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. He ended up, basically I burned him down to 3,200. And then we moved on with our lives to game 2. And all I have for my notes is game 2. Literally, you can look at this and verify every single scratch mark on his side of the sheet is a burn 12 all the way down for both games.
What on earth?
Every single tally mark is minus 12.
Yeah.
And I want to
Except, like,
say
the-
at some point,
Except in game 2, the very last one, because it goes 56-0.
yeah, I want to say at one point I had a I know I had a Chi-Shao up, and there was a question about whether or not. So basically, I had a Chi-Shao up in one of the games.
Mhm.
He summoned a Gigantic.
Mhm.
I used Qixing Longyan, or I used Chi-Shao to negate Gigantic.
Mhm.
And he summons, and then he like sets one and he passes. And I go into, wait, was this the round? Okay, so this was the round that it happened. Okay, so one of the games ended when I used, and then on my turn I used, so it must have been game 1. Maybe I must have done the double 10 thing a different. No, I did the double 10 thing in round 6. I remember that now. So game 1 here, I basically was only able to end it on a Chi-Shao, because then he went into Gigantic. I used Chi-Shao to negate Gigantic, and then he couldn't run over my Chi-Shao because Gigantic reduced to 16. But there was a question about at the end of the turn, does it go back to 32? Which it does.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm trying to figure out how to play over this, how to get around this Gigantic. I look at his board a little closer. I'm just like, man, use Chi-Shao again to negate it again and then just run it over. And then from there, he was on like 1 card and couldn't play. And then another game, I had a so this is game 2. This is the one I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
He ends on red, carrot, IP Masquerena, 2 back row, and a fountain. Nothing in hand. Okay. I draw for turn. I go standby main. Yeah. Emergence. You're good. Search Taya. Battle phase. He thinks for a minute. He goes, "You're good." I say anti-magic arrows. And he goes, "Oh,
Oh, hold up. It paused. It stopped.
oh,
Recording stopped.
why?"
I don't know. It just stopped.
Bro. Okay. I don't have another SD card handy. I'll have to clean that one off when we get done recording. And we'll do the rest of the last 5 minutes of this episode without it. So, sorry for those of you that are hearing this and watching on YouTube. There was a camera failure, an imminent camera failure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Wonderful.
Editor's going to love us this episode.
Yep. So my round 4 was.
Oh, well, I went anti-magic
Oh,
arrows.
right. Yes.
And then I specialed Ecclesia and went full combo.
Awesome.
Okay.
My round 4 was against Sprite again. Game 1, he attempted to make full board, couldn't do it, so he was sitting there with like a gigantic that had 2 monsters under it, and then it had gigantic and then another little dude,
Mm-hmm.
and like a carrot, I think. Yeah, it was a carrot. So I just make Stardust Charge Warrior, bop bop, and he's like, yeah, he got it, and we go to game 2. Game 2, he goes first, and I open Ash Imperm.
Mm-hmm.
So he just drops all. He literally looks at his hand and just drops all 4 of them again.
Yeah.
A different guy, but like drops all 4 names, and he uses, and he doesn't activate either Jet or Blue, and I don't know why he didn't.
Because he was too preoccupied with already having them.
Yeah. So then he made Gigant activate effective Giant Ash. He goes, haha, effective red. Chain Imperm targeting Giant. Oh.
Oof.
Pass.
Oof.
And I go, okay. Well, then he makes Sprint, activates effect, and I go Imperm.
You had another Emperor?
I had 2 Imperms and an Ash.
Oof.
And I go, draw for turn, normal summon Mole Cricket, and he just loses off of that.
Yeah. Round 5. I don't want to say too much about it, but I won the die roll. I played against Branded. I lose game 1. I win game 2, and after a lengthy judge interaction, I get game 3, and I'm still alive.
Yep. My round 6 was a no-show.
5.
Or round 5, thank you. My round 5 was a no-show.
Fair enough. Round 6, I won the die roll. I played against Aaron from Steelfox. Shout out Steelfox. And I won this in a rather uneventful 2-0.
My round 6 was Sprite. Game 1. I lost this die roll. I only won 2 die rolls all day.
Oh wait, I did want to say, the game against Aaron was the one where I did double 10 by normaling Ash Blossom.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So my round 6 was game 1. I had no hand traps. He went full board. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
He ended with like the normal board, but then he also still had red and carrot on field.
Yeah.
Game 2, I went first and I opened literally no Naturia, 1 runic spell.
Oof.
And I go, well, I had the tree and that's about it. So I go, activate effect, the runic spell to summon, got the summon, activate effect, Imperm. Okay, whatever. Effective tree, Ash. Pass. And he just goes full board and OTKs me.
Yeah.
We're done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I've never felt worse.
So I played against Patty, also from Steelfox. Friend of the podcast, was here about 2 weeks ago.
Cool dude.
Great episode. You should definitely listen to it if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I lost to Patty. He smoked me. He was playing Math Mech. This was the only die roll I lost all day. And Game 1, he did full Mathematic combo plus Heat Soul, drew 2 cards, had hand traps, and smoked me. Game 2, I was going first. You want to know his hand? Nib, Imperm, Droll, Circular Diameter.
Jesus!
His hand said, I don't care. I win the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My round 7 was against Sword Soul.
At least you know what that deck does.
Yes. Big Unfort. He opened Ash Imperm. And I could not play. Game 1. Game 2 though, I kind of set up some semblance of a board because I drew open poorly again. I think it's more of me just not being very familiar with the deck, less of me drawing poorly. Honestly, doesn't matter. Anyway, I end up putting out some semblance of a board. I have my Runic Engine online. It's not like full online, but it's online.
Yeah.
Like I have a monster negate in my hand, so I can shuffle back 2 and draw 2. So not that big of a deal. Runic Engine's online. We're going back and forth. I end up making Munin gaining up to, according to this, 12,000 life.
Mm-hmm.
Before finally, I'm like, I have to go. I didn't act. So like I did a full turn. So it's back to me, and I have my battle phase. I'm like, I have to do something.
Yeah.
So I decide to make Baron. I make Baron, 3k, pass. He goes, okay, cool. Draw, and he's doing his thing, and he goes, and eventually he forces me to activate the effect. He has 1 card left in hand, or 2 cards. He activates Emergence to summon back Taya.
Sure.
Not Emerge, Summit. The one that's the monster.
Summit.
Yeah, Summit. Activates Summit, targeting Taya and Grave. I'm like, okay, Baron negate. He goes, 1 card left in hand. He goes, okay, bet. Kurikara.
Ooh.
I was like, oh no. And then in phase, I'll take that Baron. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's able to do, and then like right before round gets called, he's able to do 1 more big punch.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill me. But I go from 12,000 life to 5,001 battle phase.
That's really rough.
It was really good. Like the thing is, I found that all my games that weren't really one-sided of me drawing nothing or me just straight up stopping my opponent, where it was just who's better at resource management, was so much fun.
That's my favorite part about that deck, is how much fun the resource management game is.
Mm-hmm. Again, especially if you force your opponent into that position, because then they're having fun too. A lot of the times, oddly enough.
Yeah.
So I like the deck.
Yeah. Well, I had a good time at the regional overall. I would definitely recommend anybody going and checking it out if they are nearby.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, let's go ahead and get in and thank our patrons. So, and of course, by the way, if you are interested in getting an extra episode every week and getting your name shouted out on the podcast, you can go ahead and check out our Patreon down below to directly support the channel and the podcast and help us keep the lights on, because paying for royalty-free music plus our Dropbox, that way our editor can get our videos, plus paying for Patreon merch, and plus paying
all
for the Acast so that we can post the episodes. It's a lot. So, and equipment, and yeah, the car, it's a lot. Please, we could use the money. All right, so a huge thank you to Jiraiya, Quick Summon, totally awesome. Cam Yang, Kane Martin, Zyphorus, Cards Go Asia, Earth Machine, Best Deck, Epi, has anyone actually read Toy Vendor, HGH Cyber, I am McLincoln, If All You Have Is a Cosmic, Every Problem Looks Like a Floodgate, John Leal, Monster Tron, Mountain Man, Oatmeal Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado, Seto Kawaiba, Silver Hope, Unbanned Number 95, Kodami, Understanding and Reading are 2 different things. Virtually Savior's World, Rogan Tier 2 are the polite terms for bad deck. Aaron Gardner, Asami, Ashless Chaps, Atsuyo, Simp of the Silver Castle, Blackwing Silver in the Ascent is the best Floodgate, Box Wine, Come On and Get Your Game On, Duty Booty, Dragon Maiden, Less Behavior, Dragon Maiden Sunzeed, I'm about to rig a Glamour Tribute for Crossty's Plant Nuts in Your Mouth, Cam, the Hockey Walkie Slush Mixer, Old Man Red, Pin Code 143, Slaking It Up in Valence, Hojo Mama. Thank you all for your continuous support of the podcast, and until next time, have a great week, everybody.
Take care, everyone.